everyone. I've heard your questions and I'm here to answer the best I can concerning the difference between a spin rod flag and a flexible rod flag. So first things first, I want to say that I want to give credit to where credit is due. And the term spin rod, as far as I'm aware, came from Kat Vaughn, who is with Victory Hill Flags. Also, in regards to the rods that I now use, this rod was actually discovered by Kat Vaughn as well, and I asked her permission to use it to help my products be better for those that are using that choose to use a swivel rod. So in case you didn't notice, a spin rod and a swivel rod are the same thing. The reason they're called spin rods or swivel rods is because they turn completely around the flag without your hand holding onto it, but you control it through your wrist and it will turn completely. It do a 360 on the flag itself. So first I want to show you what it looks like on a swivel rod or spin rod. You're going to see a cap at the top, and the cap is there to hold the flag in place. On the end, you're always going to have fabric hanging at the tips, and you're going to have an extra part at least 8 inches to hold the rod with. This is where you actually hold the rod with your hands. You do not hold the caps. If you hold the caps, the flag will eventually fly off the rod. These are made of carbon. They are not fiberglass. If I use a fiberglass rod, when you hold on to it, you'll get fibers in your hand, which after a while can irritate your skin. So I was able to switch over to these carbon rods. And they're lightweight, so it's not the same as the old days. We used wooden dowels, and they're a lot thicker, and they seem to be a lot harder on your wrist. These are light rods, lightweight, so it's not quite as hard. But I will say that if you're used to using a flexible rod, you will have to adjust to the difference in holding the actual rod on the carbon rods, because there is more pressure. You're having to keep your wrists still and all the movements coming out of your wrist. So to give you a quick demonstration of what it looks like when it's in use, I'm going to step off to the side here and let you see that. So a swivel rod will go completely around. Does that little tornado funnel look. I would say it's taken me some used to just doing these kind of movements because my wrist is stiff. So I'm going to demonstrate the difference with the flexible rods. So these are a large set of flags, a double layer, and with these flags I'm using a 48-inch rod. This is an identical set. It's a double layer, large set of flags, but these are with flexible rods, so you can fold it. People ask me which I prefer. I think because I'm more of a dancer, I tend to lean towards the flexible rods because it's very easy to flow. And it gives more expression to my movements and my dance. Also, I like being able to travel with them. With the flex rod, you can just fold it over and wrap your flag around it and stick it inside of your suitcase and take it with you when you travel out of convenience. So a lot of convenience with that. So you'll notice that there's no extra fabric hanging, and also gonna be closed. You won't have anything coming out of the top or the bottom. That is something new that I have changed as well. I used to keep the bottoms open so people can have the flexibility of switching out the rods, but I found that most people never switch their rods out. And in fact, when they use them, they tend to grab them upside down because we're in a moment, we pick up our flags and we end up, we just start worshiping with them, and eventually I see the rods starting to poke out the top. And so to solve that issue, I just started closing them. It's not very difficult to take the stitch out. So if it needs to be done, it can be done really easy. So really quick, so you can see the difference in the movement and then the flow of the flag with a flex rod, same type of flag. Also, I forgot to mention, because these bend, the flags can come down. It's not fully extended, but when you use the spin rod, you have a much taller flag. So you'll need a higher ceiling with the spin rod flags unless you flag very low. Like I said, these are 48-inch, so you need to have a tall ceiling if you're going to use these flags. And see, I'm hitting my fan. But, so they take up much more space. I like them both. It's really just a personal preference. So I hope this helped you understand the difference between the flex rod flags and the spin rod flags so that it can help you when you are making your purchase. If you have any questions, please feel free to send me an email. God bless you. Bye-bye.